everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to the StabCast. I'm Dizzle.
And I'm Mindy.
We're Mizzle and Dizzle. And we're here to...
I'm not calling you that.
And we're here for another spooky Sunday. And for the StabCast here. And we're here to talk some Winnie the Pooh, some Blood and Honey, this twisted, take on the children's beloved franchise of Winnie the Pooh. And
the Poohniverse.
The Poohniverse. And now that it's a public domain and a lot of this shit is free for all, that it's not involved with Disney. This is the second installment, and it's bigger, it's beefier, it's bloodier, it's got a bigger budget.
It's gorier.
It's way fucking gorier. And $500,000 was the budget. It made $7.6 million, which is a little less. I think the first one made about $10 million. But it's kind of, these were like, they had the buzz of like the Terrifier. But the only thing is, I don't think they have the quality of the Terrifier. They have the buzz, and they're slowly, and that's why I don't think this one did as well.
They tried to combine Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Terrifier.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work.
Well, and the thing about this...
The first one, it worked.
Yeah, it did. To an extent.
But I was just explaining this to him earlier. I feel like there was way too many people that had their hands in the pot. I feel like there were way too many people giving their opinions, decisions, doing things. Like, I counted, and there's at least like 7 different POVs going on at once. That's too much.
Well, yeah, and also this felt like a no offense to the screenwriters or the filmmakers, because I'm pretty sure Christopher Robin worked on the film as well. I think he helped write it or something like that.
Did he?
It's directed by Rise Waterfield again, and the screenplay is by Matt Leslie. But I think he did Scott Chambers did the first one under a different name. Like, I think he has help in writing it. Oh. But neither here nor there. I know these guys work very hard at it, and I'm not trying to talk shit about them, because you can tell the work and the love, and this is another love letter to horror, and that's what you can respect about this movie. But there's about, when you said about 8, 9 different POVs, you and me will talk about movies, and we'll talk about the inspiration or stuff it reminds us of a lot. This one is like scenes are ripped out of different flicks, it seems like the whole I know, and I've heard the explanation that it came out, or it got done filming a month before, Five Nights at Freddy's came out. But that scene of the little boy of his brother, getting fucking hauled off pretty much looks ripped out.
As I saw that, I was like, they are not going to Five Nights at Freddy's me.
Yeah, it literally was like the same scene from the movie. And it's like, and they've been on record and say we had no idea. And I'll believe them. But it's still, there's a lot.
I call bullcock.
There's a lot. This is clearly inspired by a lot of different movies, and even like Pooh is clearly the Michael Myers, the Freddy, the like big hulking beast. The owl is.
He is Jason.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like
if anybody's like the Freddy, like comical.
Did I say Freddy?
Yeah.
I mean Jason and Michael. I mean like a big
Freddy
hulking
would
beast.
Be like Tigger, Tiger, whatever the fuck they call him in this.
Yeah, a little bit.
Especially when he's like, dance, bitch, dance.
And the owl, I got a lot of Pinhead vibes off of.
I didn't like Owl. I didn't like his costume. I just didn't like him.
I didn't like any of their voices. I liked the silence of the first one.
Thank you.
This one and by the way, the whole Freddy thing, I mean, his use of the word bitch is very Freddy, like in Chucky, and that's very bitch. Like it was like a stripped out. It felt like Robert Englund was saying it a couple times.
Yeah.
Like it was.
And I'm sorry, but what was up with that costume?
It was cooler than the first one, though. Pooh?
Pooh's, yeah, but Tigger and Owl's costumes? Oh my god. They look like kids put them together.
Piglet cannot fucking... Didn't he get fucked up in the first one, too?
Yeah, Piglet died in the first one, too, and Pooh brought him back to life.
And he got shot in the fucking head, hard body in this one. That one was crazy. And it's like, Piglet never gets to last a while.
Nope.
He's the first one that gets fucked up every time.
Yep.
But, no,
But even he had a better costume, and Pooh had a better costume.
I thought Pooh's costume in this one was better than the first
Absolutely. I'll agree with you.
The menacing
I just
blood.
don't like Owl's costume and Tigger's costume.
I can agree. Tigger, they were trying to, and for a practical costume besides the tail was CGI. But the rest of the costume was practical, and they did try to make it into its own unique thing. But trying to make Tigger into a vicious killer is a little, it's going to come across as fucking weird and corny, just like all this does. This should have been, these should be somewhat fun, almost comedy like type of movies. And for some reason, well, not for some reason, it's because of the Terrifier. It is directly because of the Terrifier, a low budget movie that just fucking let's kill everybody. That is what this fucking is, and that's just like what Terrifier is. And they're not trying to there's a little bit of a plot with Christopher Robin and the therapy shed and him trying to fucking get out of it.
They forced that plot.
Yeah, but it was something. It was more than the first one, than fucking a couple of hot bitches at a cabin and fucking what?
They were grieving. That one girl had a hobo.
The one chick in the hot tub taking a picture of her titties was not grieving. She did not look sad in the least. And you see Pooh in the background. That was one of the coolest shots.
That was great.
But I thought there was more of a plot, more of a setup. But you also have the ravers to just kill everybody. So you have, there's a rave going on, so we can just fuck up as many people as possible. Some of them, you don't even know their names. And it was a cool backdrop for this, and I think this movie's doing what it's trying to do, but it is inherently, there's not a lot to it. It's not that it's super complex. It's not that the plot's super hard to follow. I mean, I knew everything that was going on. It's that it's just not that good. It's just that when it all comes together, and the ending scene, it was better, and it's
highly predictable.
I thought Christopher Robin was better. I thought Scott Chambers did a way better job than the first guy. Mm-hmm. I really do. I thought he played a good role, and he had the look to him. They really focused on his face a couple times, and I thought he did a good job as Christopher Robin. The first one, I did not like that little fucking pussy kid. Hey, Pooh! And that kid was such a bitch. He got the one girl killed. At least in this one, fucking, Christopher Robin could save a couple. That's my personal opinion.
Oh, wow.
We're already in spoilers if you couldn't tell. But I do like Christopher Robin in this movie, and I do. He's not the greatest final guy like fucking Tommy Jarvis. He doesn't rank in the top 10.
Of course, he's not a Jarvis.
No, he'll never be a Jarvis. But
or that other little kid from Speak No Evil who is now, in my mind, Tommy Jarvis Jr.
Who, Ant? Or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is now Tommy Jarvis Jr.
He's Tommy Tongueless Jarvis Jr. But no,
Tonguey Jarvis.
Tonguey Jarvis. I do. There are a couple things. The brutality and the blood is fun, and it keeps you interested. Even though, it gets to be too much, and even for people like us that, watch and what's our favorite kill and shit like that. But it does he put the guy in the furnace. Cool. Or the guy put himself in the furnace. Smart move, asshole. I was watching that what a fucking idiot. You deserve what's going to happen. As soon as he's like, a furnace. I'm going to hide
it. I said the same thing. He glides into the furnace locker. It's like, oh, come on. Really? I'm supposed to feel bad for you?
And then and then Pooh walks by and it's I wonder what's going to happen next. That dude's getting barbecued. That's what's going to happen next. And it was fucking brutal. And it was brutal. And they showed mostly all the kills. There was a couple off-screen kills. But there was a lot of blood. And that's supposed to what keeps you into it.
Yeah.
It's not the plot. It's not the story of Christopher versus Pooh. It's not the ravers getting out of it.
And that was just too much for me.
Well, yeah, it's all they have, What?
All right, guys. I don't know what you're saying, but keep it kosher, please.
What are the comments?
I don't know what's going on, but TikTok just alerted me that Em must be on here, and she must have got rid of it for me.
Okay.
All right, keep it kosher, though, guys. Come on.
Keep this shit kosher, dog. But no, this movie, it's got a lot of good shit in it, but not enough to make it a good movie. There's a couple of good brutality moments. There's a couple of my favorite. If we're gonna,
They should have focused on Pooh and Christopher. That's it.
but I thought they did, and it wasn't that good. That's the only thing. I can't say that that's the problem with the movie, and it needed more of it because what we had of that wasn't the best parts of the movie. What do we got? We're keeping it kosher?
WTC? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what this says.
All right, but give me some thoughts.
Whatever, he said. Y'all have a blessed day. I don't even know what you were saying.
Appreciate it, brother. But yeah, the movie, there was a lot of good brutality moments. Come on. What'd you think of the movie? You haven't given me too many thoughts.
I hated it. That's why.
Okay.
I really didn't like it. As a Christopher Robin lover, Pooh lover.
Yeah.
Since I was like very, very, because people need to understand this about me. I wasn't a TV kid growing up that much. I read books about like 50% of the time.
Yeah.
So like the Pooh books, they're my shit.
Yeah.
Growing up, there was never a brother.
No. But it's your story. You get to invent it how you want it. There's only because you only have the first two books, and the second book just came. Isn't that how they got? What was it? Owl.
Two books.
Yeah, that's the first two books were in the public domain, and that's it. Everything else that was released still has to wait a couple years, and then obviously everything with Disney and what they introduce, you can't use. So all you have in the public domain to go off of, besides putting your own shit, is the first two Winnie the Pooh books. That's what's in the public domain. That's what you can use. Just like if I were to make I think Superman's in the public domain now. Yep. I could make a Superman movie, but I can only do Superman Lois.
Because Warner Brothers is getting sued.
Yeah, but Warner Brothers owns everything else. So if I fucking do anything else with Superman, even like Kryptonite and shit, I could get it would be bad. It would be copyright. But you can do the stuff in the public domain, from my knowledge of it. And I think it was who was Rabbit in this one or no?
No.
But I think Owl.
So far, Rabbit has not been in any of the movies.
Because
He's been mentioned.
Owl wasn't in the first one, right?
He was mentioned, but.
So there you go. I enjoyed this movie to an extent. My kill of the week, if we're gonna do that, I would say the poor raver who had her eyes out and was crawling and got kicked and. The way she fucking boom, 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 it was like a Pong video game. Like it was like she like hit the guardrails on the way down. It was like not a clean fall. And it was pretty funny.
Mine has to be when he used the fucking bear trap as a whip.
Yeah.
And like he just like fucking started decapitating people.
Yes.
Like this is supposed to be a fun bear.
Yes.
That gets caught in the honey traps and stuff. Like, why is he wielding around a bear trap?
Yeah. What the hell is he
And
doing?
why is he so good at it?
Yeah. What the hell's going on here?
And that's my thing. Like, he's like, they really had a strong Leatherface vibe with him, especially this one.
Yeah.
Strong Leatherface vibe.
Very strong Leatherface vibe. As a House of Wax fan and a Paris Hilton admirer, the stabbing, I want to give a special shout out to the fucking guardrail and the chick under there and fucking Woody
the fatty on the guardrail.
Yeah, and it really reminded me of like when they were chasing Paris Hilton and fucking.
I know, but Tigger should never say the words dance, bitch, dance.
I know, but it was fucking. Especially because he didn't just get her feet, he got her, and he just fucking. And the blood just dripping down on him. And it was a pretty cool cinematic kill, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. All of it was really nicely filmed. And the kills are most likely the best part of the movie.
Yeah, if you're gonna give it anything, and if you're a fan of brutality in movies and nice slashers like that, this is one to put on your list.
Yeah.
It is one to put on your list. Not for the story, but slashers and stories are very fucking, you'll get lucky with a good one every once in a while. But a lot of slashers and story, here's the basic plot, let's kill everybody. That's what the fucking story is. So you usually don't get you get lucky sometimes, but a lot of the times there isn't a lot of plot in it. And yes, the little bit of plot that this had was, certified donkey ass in my opinion. But the brutality I think was enough to push it.
You say things.
What, donkey ass? But the brutality in this and the savagery and the Winnie the Pooh himself just being this bloodthirsty killer, that's enough to push it to at least a 5.7 for me. It's mediocre at best. It does not get to the 6s or anything, but I can't go lower than 5 because there's worse shit than this. What do you got? You really hated it. What, 4?
4.
She gives it a 4.
I give it a 4. Ain't getting more than a 4 for me.
All right.
I won't put it any less because then if I do that, I have to regain myself, go over everything I've ever watched,
rank it all,
and do a little bit of schmoozing around. But
a little schmooze.
But since Velocipaster is one of my worst horror movies, this is just a little bit above that.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. Just a tad.
I could fuck with that.
You're going to make me do the... No! I haven't watched it for a reason. It's all right.
What about that?
Huh?
What about that?
What is it? I haven't seen it.
Stranded motorist who's literally... This sounds down your alley. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right. The movie, now that we rated the movie, you can tell how excited we were about the Winnie the Pooh. I'm sorry if you were a huge fan of this one. But I watch the movie if you want to see some cool kills. Watch the movie. I'll recommend it for that. Anything else, don't watch the fucking movie. But watch it. If you watch the first one, you're intrigued. I do think this is a better one than the first one. I know you don't agree with that, but I do think
the
this
kills
is a better one.
are better. And I think Pooh looks better.
Yeah, the first one wasn't Citizen fucking Kane, Mindy. The first one, you're acting like the first one got an Oscar or whatever.
It did for worst movie ever.
Yeah, Razzie. But it's not going to fucking... I think that this was improvement on that. But if you don't, then...
Did it get an award?
For the worst thing, no. I think that would mean it's better. You are something else. But for... everybody that's been following us on the cock so far and watching the Peacock horror movies, we are going to be doing the new flick, Blackwater Lane. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about that next week. Blackwater Lane on the cock. Check it out. You got anything else for him, Mindy?
Oh, yeah. What we were supposed to get into at the beginning of this. Scream 7 news.
Yes.
All right. So we got Scott Foley returning back as Roman Bridger. And then we have Matthew Lillard coming back as Stuart Mocker.
Yeah.
Weird choice. I don't know where they're going.
Yeah, it's weird whenever you bring back a guy that's certifiably dead. But
one, she stabbed literally in the heart. Like, she stabbed Roman. He died in her arms.
Well,
so, and then Stu, she put a TV on his head.
And the thing about Stu is, at least he was beloved. Scream 3, a lot of people would like to forget that ever even existed.
Until Scream 6 came out for us.
Yeah, but even that, I would put, Scream 6 was like a 6, and Scream 3 is like a 3. Scream 6 isn't a great movie at all, but Scream 3 is one of probably the worst thing that franchise can shit out. That movie is a diarrhea, farce of a film. I hate that fucking movie. So bringing back anything, that's why when they were like, I was fine if Patrick Dempsey was coming back.
That's what I thought was coming back.
And then when I'm like, oh, they're not going to bring it. Okay, they want to stay away from the third one. That makes sense. And then you see this, and it's like, what the fuck?
No, this is Revenge of the Third One now.
I like Patrick Dempsey better than fucking Roman. Roman was the worst, and I don't know.
Roman was the worst Ghostface ever.
And no one cared about that family dynamic.
I just don't know how this is going to make any sense. Well, the only thing I see coming out of this is Sydney being the bad guy.
And what isn't that the only one that fucking Williamson hasn't wrote? So technically, isn't Roman not Williamson's character? Unless he did the first draft and changed it?
Well, no, yes, he did do the first half. You got to remember that. Williamson did do
like a draft or something. Right?
Yeah, he did the entire first draft of the script, but then they pulled it on him because they wanted to separate it.
And I haven't read that in forever when I did, so I don't remember if Roman's in that.
He is. Okay. Him, Angelina, and Stu are
okay.
It's a trio.
I enjoyed Stu Macher, and he is an iconic character. Do I think? I mean, yes, he got a TV fucking. Dick. I think it should be over. He got a TV. Why do we have to keep pulling from the past? Why do we have to? I mean, I get it in the legacy shit nowadays, and people love a good legacy character, but like.
Yeah, but the only way this is going to pan out is that Sydney's got to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
She was the person that killed both of them.
Well, because the big twist, this is what it's going to be. They don't really exist, and it's been Sydney killing everybody the whole time. And I guarantee you that's the fun. If it's them and those
You're
are
right, Daniel.
And you can't explain it, and it's just Sydney seeing them kill people, at the end it's going to be, oh, she's got a condition now, and she fucking killed everybody, and she's seeing dead people. Like fucking Haley Joel Osment. But she's seeing dead people, and she's fucking everybody up. I can see them going with that, and I fucking hope they don't. Yeah. I hope they do not go with that, but I could see that being a route that they take. But Kevin Williamson is one of the best horror screenwriters ever to fucking pick up a pen. Everything he's done, I have enjoyed. You know this. We're not fucking going to go 40 minutes on Vampire Diaries, but we know what you've been addicted to lately. So, and fucking.
Guys, I'm in season 5 now.
So there you go. And Sick, amazing movie. It kind of got lost in the shuffle. Pandemic movies usually did. And after that, but that was a great, fun movie.
I liked it better than Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and fucking, I think Kevin Williamson is one of the better writers. So whatever their plan is for this last Scream, especially because I think they've even said this is it. This is their final shot.
Well, that's why he's directing it.
Yes, it's him and Sydney, and they're kind of putting the close to how they want to do it. And I think that could be really good. And it could work out really well. If they try to do some stupid bullshit like making her the bad guy after all this,
I will scream.
You needed to do it earlier if you were going to do it. She is so badass that it will not be appreciated.
Like in the 5th one when Dewey calls her, she's like, "Are you okay?" Of course I have a gun. I'm Sidney Prescott.
Yeah, she's a badass, like, superhero in character. I'd rather you kill her than fucking make her the bad guy. And I don't want her to die either. I think the ending should be her.
If Gail does not die, I'm going to be so mad.
They're never going to kill her.
I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's exciting news. We love Scream, and Scream 7, I'm sure, will be a lot of fun. And you know how I felt about the way Radio Silence, the direction that they were going in. So I am perfectly happy with this approach that they're taking. No offense to Radio Silence. They put on some good flicks. But Scream 6 after that, yeah, I don't want to see your fucking third one. Fuck it.
Unfortunately, with Scream 6, Scream 2022, and then with the Abigail and Ready or Not, they're all just the same movie. Unfortunately.
You think so? To an extent. To
an extent, yeah. They're all starting to just become the same thing.
I can see what you're saying on that.
Like with the blood cannon and everything. Like it's starting to lose its lore.
It is a little bit, 100%.
I mean, I liked them. I really did. I thought they were going to bring something really cool to the horror.
To me, Scream genre. 22 felt different. It felt like they were trying to pay homage and do a couple.
And they were.
But I will agree, Scream 6, Ready or Not, and Abigail all have the same flavor to them.
Yeah.
And whereas Scream 22 felt a little more serious. This one, the only thing I liked about it was Ghostface having a gun because it's something different. And I know the purists and the real and the,
Guess
why the
it's
fuck
gonna
would why would you put a gun?
again.
Yeah, I get it. But seeing him with a shotgun in New York City and the way it was shot going in the store and
In
stuff,
a bodega.
that was cool shit. I'll give them that. But everything else in that movie and him deciding, hey, we're going to have a slasher, but everybody lives. I fucking...
Except for 2 people that we bring in who no one knows of.
Or gives a shit about. No,
Yeah.
I mean, Annika was a great character. Good for her, Mindy's girlfriend.
Oh
but,
my God. We didn't know who Annika.
No, but
we
I
met
felt bad.
Annika for 5 minutes.
And yes, I felt bad when her face met a fucking dumpster can from like 60 feet.
I felt bad for Mindy.
Yeah, I felt bad for Mindy.
Oh, yeah, guys. Just so everyone knows this, the twins are signed to come back. Mason Gooding and Jasmine, I cannot pronounce your middle name. I'm sorry, sweetheart, Brown. They're both coming back.
It makes no fucking sense. How are you going to do that connection without Jenna
I
Ortega?
don't. Because they're Randy's
Yeah.
niece and nephew. That's why. That's why. Because they have a connection to the original story. That's why.
I would love if they could just get everybody on board and do one final bloodbath where you kill almost everybody. Jenna Ortega's character maybe lives or Sam or somebody, but it's those 2 and Sydney, and like one of them makes it. And like everybody else gets fucked up.
Well, that's what it was supposed to be if they would have paid her right. Yeah.
And that's also the biggest star in Hollywood. But we'll see where they go with it. I'm very excited for it. And this is called the StabCast for a reason. So, we're obviously huge fans and we'll be looking forward to that. Yep. You got anything else, man?
Make sure you guys are watching out for the new Stephen King movie that's coming out right after my birthday called The Monkey. It's supposed to be really good. And the new version of Goosebumps is officially out. It's on Hulu. I don't know why they picked this choice, but for some reason, the guy that plays Ross in Friends is going to be R.L. Stein.
That could be interesting.
Don't get it?
That's a choice.
So, I mean, I guess we're just going to go with it and see what happens.
Yeah, that's certainly a choice. But all right, we'll see everybody next week for Blackwater Lane.
And I'm going to give you a la hoo-te-hoo.
And we'll see everybody next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Not one like, guys. Come on.